consumer inflation rose to 3.5% in July, now the highest since September 2024, mainly due to rising food and fuel cost. This marks an increase from June's 3.0% and stays within the Reserve Bank's 3% to 6% target. Now, food and drink inflation jumped to 5.7%, while fuel prices edged up after 4 months of declines. Meanwhile, core inflation, which excludes food and energy, held steady at 3.0%, just under forecast. Now, monthly inflation climbed 0.9%, the biggest gain since February. FNB economist Koketso Manu offers further analysis on the data.
We saw consumer inflation rising to 3.5% year-on-year in July. This is up from 3% in June. We also had relatively strong monthly pressure of 0.9%, which was driven mainly by electricity and core items. However, all subcategories, when we include fuel and food, contributed to positive headline monthly pressures. Looking at the core number, we had an increase of 0.4% month-on-month and 3% year-on-year. The monthly pressure was driven by water and other housing services. Electricity inflation was 10.4% on a month-on-month basis, 10.6% compared to July of last year. And we also saw that overall utilities inflation was 8%. So that is far above what we see for the headline number. Looking at the other contributors, fuel prices increased in the month of August by 2.6% month-on-month. However, when you compare to last year, you still see a fuel deflation in the system. Food was 5.7% year-on-year, up from 5.1% previously. We had monthly pressure there that was driven by meat inflation. So just looking at today's data, we think that inflation could remain flat in the month of August. Monthly pressure should be muted because we hope that we will continue to see a slowing in food price pressures. Meanwhile, fuel prices should also detract from monthly inflation in the month of August. All of this will be supported by still muted underlying or demand-driven inflation. All of this said, we are still worried about, the fading of base effects and how that could, how that is expected to continue to drive inflation higher in the coming months. Even with that, though, you should still see inflation remaining below 4.5%. And this will be supported by, weak oil prices, slow recovery in the domestic economy, a resilient rand. So hopefully we still see inflation at around or below even 3.5%